This message is going to be especially relevant if you are finding it between November 20th and December 4th. This is when we have the new moon in Scorpio and then the full moon in Gemini on the 4th of December. So these are the energies. This is what's going on. This is what you are going to be experiencing, working through, what is coming in for you, and what is being brought to your attention. If you're finding this video during that time frame, if you're finding it after, there's still a message in here for you if this popped up on your timeline, most likely. So go with your resonance. So the first card we have out here is Strength in reverse. We also have the Two of Wands in reverse. So there's a lot of confusion right now that you might be navigating. There's a lot of fire energy here. We have Aries, we have Leo, all right, the sun, Mars. So this is speaking also to me about stamina. This is speaking to me about your will, your drive. So you may have been feeling as though those elements are a bit lacking in your life. You may be feeling a little bit directionless. You may be feeling as though the things that you once thought you wanted or needed are changing. And this is a very good thing. As we're moving through this gateway of energy, now through the end of December, there's a lot that is shifting. There's a lot that's releasing to make room for the new you that's being born 2026 and forward. And I know we say this all the time, right? You're being reborn. This is a rebirth. You know what I mean? Like if you watch spiritual videos, tarot videos, astrology, you've heard this a million times. But this really, truly is a powerful rebirth. This new moon in Scorpio that we are coming up to, I think it's the day after I'm filming this video, so we're very much already in the energetic window of it, has a stellium in Scorpio. All right, so there is a whole bunch of energy and a whole lot of divine feminine energy. We have Black Moon Lilith, we have Venus, we have Hermea, who is the dwarf planet that represents change, rebirth, transformation, regeneration. All right, so there's just this massive energy that is calling us to really... It's putting to bed these hangups that we've had, these insecurities that we've had, these ways that we've judged ourselves, these ways that we've tried to place ourselves in some type of box, these fears, phobias, all of this energy sort of lingering in the unconscious. Mercury is in retrograde as I'm filming this throughout the entire month of November from now forward. And in the sign of Scorpio, no less, Mercury, I forgot to mention, retrograde is also conjunct this moon exactly at 28 degrees of Scorpio, the new moon. All right, so there's a whole process here of being taken into our personal underworld. Mercury is one who navigates the underworld. He is the messenger. He navigates above and below. He goes into the underworld to bring back the information, to bring back the downloads, the realizations, the understandings. So there is a powerful journey into the unconscious right now that we are experiencing. This new moon is really like, I'm hearing like the dawning of a new day, the dawning of a new era. So this is your era where you let go of all those fears and phobias, all the things that make you feel like I'll be confident when, I'll be happy when, right? It's like really owning who you are right now, owning your journey up until this point. That's a big point of this energy. Spirit is saying, in order to move forward into the new energy, we have to first fully honor where we are now and where we've been. We have to understand where we've been. Release all the old stories attached to that no longer serve us. But really understand where we've been so that we can understand where we're going. All right. And a lot of times we hear this energy of like, just let the past go. It doesn't matter. Right. Let go. I talk all the time, right, about like letting go of these stories that define us. But this energy is very much about honoring the past, looking at the past patterns, the past circumstances, and really allowing those to give you a window of clarity. Right. Another quote that we hear all the time is history repeats itself when we forget the pattern, right? When we forget what happened before. That's not how the quote goes. It's much more articulate than that. I'm just having trouble coming up with the exact words, right? But it's this energy of don't forget the past lest we repeat it again. And we see how history is just cycles of energy, the same stories repeating. As we move into 2026, this is where we completely let go of the old storybook, the old playbook. no longer is relevant because the energies on the planet, the frequencies that we are existing in, those who choose it, are not the same. All right, you are not the same. But in order to really, truly honor that lack of sameness, you have to understand who you were, how you were, why you were, the motivations, the intentions behind that, the needs that you were seeking to fill, the fears, the insecurities, and really honor all of that journey, right? Your journey up until this point, the good, the bad, the ugly, and let it go. But only from that place of truly honoring, truly understanding where you have been. And once you truly honor and understand where you have been, you're ready to truly begin treading that road to where it is that you are going. Yeah, see, we move from that energy to the Five of Swords in reverse, shifting the energy, and the King of Pentacles. So this is that grounded, stabilized, calm, cool, confident, master of the physical realms, the physical world. So this energy is very much when we're working with the Taurus Scorpio axis. Sorry, my brain was getting ahead of myself and being like, you haven't talked much about the Gemini full moon yet. All right, but we'll get there. So working with this Taurus Scorpio axis, right? The new moon is in Scorpio, but opposing that is the energy of Taurus. These energies are connected, right? Especially in the world of duality and polarity, which is the current sort of framework matrix that we are navigating. All right, learning grounds, school grounds, whatever you want to call it, playground. So this is an axis of powerful transformation. The Taurus energy is about anchoring into the material, fully honoring the material as an aspect of the spiritual, and then transcending it completely. And the Scorpio energy is the catalyst that allows for that process of transcending, right? That process of alchemy, that process of transformation, right? So these energies work very much in tandem here. And we're going to be called or asked to call upon both of these energies in order to navigate what's coming forward. The Taurus energy really wants us to ground, to root into our bodies, into our beings, to stabilize our nervous systems. Gemini energy needs this too, with that Gemini full moon coming up, because Gemini is very air, right? Gemini Sagittarius axis is all air. And we're going to have a lot going on with this Gemini energy as we move into 2026 and Uranus returns to Gemini. That's going to be big, big stuff. That's a whole video in and of itself. All right, so the Gemini Sagittarius axis is all about consciousness. It's all about knowledge, right? How we gather knowledge, how we synthesize that knowledge into wisdom, into beliefs, into values and ideals with that Sagittarius energy. So that's where we're going. But first, we have to really know thyself. And that's what this Scorpio new moon and this emphasis on this Taurus Scorpio axis is all about. Coming deep into a knowing, a stabilization within ourselves that then allows us to begin this process of metamorphosis as we move through the Gemini full moon, the end of 2025, and into the beginning of 2026. For those of you who are looking to manifest wealth, abundance, material security and stability, even home, family, more stable home and family life, maybe a deep connection with somebody that you can build within the physical realms. This energy is sort of the evolution of where all of this is going, what all of this is leading to. We also have the Page of Cups here. So I love this. This is the energy of imagination. The exuberance of youth is what's coming through here. So really, some of you might be inspired by a younger person around this time. You might be inspired by your own inner child. You might be inspired to explore, to look at the world through fresh and youthful eyes, to dream that impossible dream. Remember, nothing is possible. All possibilities are possible if you believe, if you anchor that truth not only into your mind and heart, but into your nervous system. And I'm going to be talking more about this moving forward because this is so incredibly important, this anchoring these truths into our nervous system. All right. So with the world, this is achievement, success, dude. I'm telling you, this is the portal. This end of 2025, and particularly this gateway between the new moon and the full moon, that really helps to catapult us into that grand vision, all right? But it comes through integration. So right now is the time for the grounding, the anchoring, the integration that's going to be the ultimate launching pad to catapult you forward. All right, love you so much.